Hi everybody, how is it going today? Hope you guys are having fun trading this really boring sideways action. I just want you guys to know that Bitcoin today
Hi
will
everybody.
get more
How is it
sideways
going today?
today. Hope
Than
you
it
guys
will than
are
I'll ever
having
get in my
fun trading
life.
this
I
really
just gotta mute
boring side
my
microphone here on YouTube. It was so weird having an echo. I was like, who the fuck is this guy talking? Then I realized it was me. So yeah, Bitcoin is incredibly boring right now. It's getting so much sideways action and I'm getting jealous. I guess I'll just be Netflixing and chilling with myself for a little bit, for a while, for at least a few more days, I'm guessing. So, pretty boring, guys. But I thought I'd give you guys an update, anyways. Hello, Nilam. How's it going? So let's talk about CoinMarketCap. So we're still at the exact same place as we were 24 hours ago, trending right around the $450 billion. We're not really seeing a lot of heavy volatility. For those of you that are not familiar with some terminology that I'll use, volatility just refers to price swings, right? How heavy a price can move up and down in a specific 24-hour period. And as we can see here right now, there's not really a lot of action, guys. It's incredibly slow right now. I wish I can say some coins were doing a lot better than others, but no coins are hitting double digits for either ups or downs, except for this coin right here. Interesting, Ox coin. What is this guy here doing? Wow, 24-hour volume. Wow. Did this coin just do that? Did it just go from 50 cents? Hold on. Let me see if I'm reading this right. That's kind of insane. It's like doubled in price in like in about a week. Interesting. So Oxcoin is doing about 19% right now, right? Not too bad. We see pretty much, the top coins like EOS, IOTA, they're all trending in the single digits still. It's been incredibly boring right now. I mean, we see Litecoin, it's been on a tear for the past 7 days, right? But I personally believe it's gonna go down, guys. Honestly, I think it's gonna go down in the next few hours, and it's if we haven't broken it by now, there's a good chance that we're not gonna break it because it seems like it might be a double top. That's how I'm kind of seeing it right now. And we look at the trending 24-hour volume that's just been waning off right now, right? We see yesterday just beautiful $10.2 billion, right? And you guys have to make note of the big $10 billion number, okay? If we start to trend well over $10 billion per day, that's going to bring us back all the way to the historical, January's, February's, December ranges, right? Where we're doing anywhere between 10 to 20 billion. So we had a few days that we actually hit over 10 billion. And yesterday we hit over 10 billion. This day where we pumped from 92 to about 98, we were doing 10 and 11 billion dollars respectively there. But today we've actually dropped 25% in 24-hour volume. So, yeah, EOS, it's a good question, Trent. Like in terms of the fundamentals, it's been getting a lot of slack lately, right? It's been getting a lot of slack lately, but the market sentiment is so strong to develop the EOS ecosystem that it reflects in the market as well. I think it actually had one of the largest uptrends if we take a look at EOS on the daily, right? I mean, we're talking about going from $3 all the way up to $23, right? That's a pretty large gain of about 500% that I entirely missed out on. I didn't get in a single uptrend for that. Like I barely played EOS. I shorted it a lot, that's for sure. But in terms of the uptrend, I missed everything. So you just have to give credit to EOS where it's due, since it did do 500%, unlike a lot of other coins, right? Not many other coins, guys. Did you guys see this, by the way? Ripple's little flash crash? I completely missed this flash crash, but apparently there was one. Check this out. On April the 25th there, where Ripple dropped from about 82 cents to about 48 cents momentarily. It actually showed let me show you guys on a 5 minute window, okay? It's pretty cool to acknowledge flash crashes. Check that out on a 5 minute time frame where you see this really large wick, right? Isn't that kind of cool? Do you guys see this wick right there? It actually showed a wick on a 1 minute chart as well, which was kind of cool to see. You don't see that often here. Oh, by the way, guys, if you guys don't use this cool like extension called Open as Pop-up, you guys should check it out. Because, you know, instead of getting something like this, for example, right? You see a window like that with the toolbars and the address and stuff like that. Open as Pop-up makes it look like that, which is kind of cool, in my opinion. Anyways, let's take a look at Bitcoin and where it's trending. On the daily chart, guys, we're finally getting the first bearish candle in the past few days, right? We haven't really gotten this type of bearish candle before. So for the people that are unfamiliar with this candle psychology, let me explain it to you guys, okay? This candle psychology is called a bearish spinning top, okay? You can or it's kind of like a doji as well because the body is not that big. But the significant thing about this right here is how it actually has two wicks, okay? If you take a look at these two wicks right there, the daily candle just finished actually, okay? So these are basically tweezer tops. Think of literally a tweezer, right? When you have a tweezer top like that with two wicks rejecting 2 days in a row, followed by a long wick to the downside, it basically implies that the bulls for the past 2 days have attempted to push it above 97.50 up to about the 98.80 ranges, right? 98.50 to 98.80 ranges, but they were unsuccessful. And throughout yesterday, which just closed about 30 minutes ago, what we actually end up getting is a wick to the downside. So the bulls attempted to push it up, but they actually lost control. So because they lost control, the bears have actually pushed it down to about 95.45 there, right? And then the bulls successfully defended it and pushed it back up. Always think of a big battle, right? There's a raging war that's going on between the bulls and the bears. And because there's always a raging battle between them, one side will eventually give up. And you can also see it from the perspective of supply and demand right now. So in terms of liquidity, there is a lot of liquidity right now, but the demand for Bitcoin is actually not that high. I feel that we're very much so overwhelmed right now with lots of supply. And what happens, guys, when there's not enough demand, but there's too much supply? Well, usually what happens is if nobody's buying because of a lack of demand, even though the supply is high, usually the price needs to be driven down to a reasonable level to create more demand, right? And that's how I'm seeing the market right now. It's very difficult for me to see that we're going to shatter this. Not only that, guys, I'm going to give you guys a very clear-cut example of why I personally believe that we are kind of in a not a bearish market, but we're losing strength right now, okay? Just for example, even if I went to, this is clearly a higher high. You guys would agree with me, right? Right here is a higher high, right? And we're kind of losing strength, right? Even though we're sidewaysing right now, the way we gauge RSI is that we kind of just draw a line like that, and we're not really seeing a lot of bullish momentum to go up. And if you guys take a look at the trending 24-hour volume, or just the volume in general, right? Take a look at the volume. It's slowly declining, which can signal many things. Does it mean that nobody wants to sell their Bitcoin? Or usually to me, when it reaches a high like this, what I personally notice is that there's not enough volume to sustain where we are at right now. So I'm trying to give you guys the bearish scenario. Now, let's look at the bullish scenario as well, right? Actually, if I were to do an Elliott wave count on here right now as well, the way that I'm seeing Elliott wave is very, very simple, guys. Unfortunately, it's the only way that I could possibly see it right now. I see this as 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. And I see this as a B position that ended up getting slightly higher than the wave 5 position. And that actually happens a lot of the times when we're in a very bullish market, where the B could actually end up breaking above the 0.5 territory. But if I were to break it down on a very detailed level, unfortunately, the way that I see this right now is more bearish than bullish. And this actually ends up making a lot of sense as well, just from many different perspectives, right? I mean, if I did a Fibonacci extension range right here, it tends to hit pretty much every single target, right? So we say this, okay? We say that, okay, we're going to anticipate from the wave 1 and 2 Fibonacci extension levels, we're going to say that wave 3 has a very strong chance to hit the 161.8 level. And then because it hit the 168.8 level, we also say that wave 5 has a very strong chance to hit the 261.8 level as well. So this is actually textbook example right now of a very bullish market where it's hitting perfect Fibonacci extensions. And then wave B right here, because we're in a very bullish market and because these targets all hit, it's very normal for us to anticipate it's going to hit those levels. So then where would the next logical target be? Well, let's say that this was not an ascending triangle and this were to break down and it was actually the B wave instead. The next very logical target would be roughly between 87.50 and 86.50, which will be right around the 200 moving average. So this is the bearish view that I'm presenting with you guys right here, okay? So this is basically a double top, right? That's exactly what Anthony's son just said. Hey Phil, doesn't the peak of the double tops have to be a likely fully, well, usually a double top is right around the same point. Sometimes, guys, it can just poke out a little bit. Sometimes it could be kind of like a truncated. The definition of double top is so wide to a lot of people, right? But let's say that we looked at it from the bullish view, right? I gave you guys the bearish view where we could easily trend to pretty much right here. If it breaks down, this is the bearish view, right? We find support at the 86.50 to 87.50 range. That's the bearish view right here. So I'm just going to copy and paste this really quickly and put this on my Steemit because it takes a lot of time to do it after actually. And my Steemit, it's actually up already if you guys want to upvote it for me because I really enjoy getting those $3 a day there. It goes straight towards my dog there and her little tequila fund. So yeah, I'm just posting it 1 second. Okay, let's talk about the bullish view now, okay? Let's talk about the bullish view where I completely screwed up, right? Maybe this actually is going to form some sort of A, B, C, D, E pattern instead, right? This is still the 5-wave count. We're still going to assume that this is perfectly, A, B, C, right? Let's say we get another C and D, perhaps, and we get an E as well there. So this could possibly happen where we get a very bullish count, right? So instead of getting a breakdown to the ABC to the 86.50 ranges, we simply just get not a double top, but this will actually end up forming an ABCDE instead. So for this to confirm, we actually need one more, guys, one more touch. Thank you, Martin. I really appreciate that so much. Thank you, Mr. Chenot. Est-ce que vous parlez français, Mr. Chenot? You speak French. You speak French. I know you speak French. Okay, so this could possibly be an ABCDE formation that tries to go up like this, right? Right? Yeah, big smirk, you're right. This could look incredibly bullish, right? So if this is really bullish, maybe this is going to make an ABCDE pattern. And the best way to take a look at this is honestly to wait, guys, right? I think that 10K is going to be a very psychological number. And if you guys take a look at this range right around here, okay? Like, check this out, guys. This to me is free air. This whole range right here is free air. We don't find any massive points of resistances or supports. I personally believe that if we break, I'm just going to write it out to make sure it's very clear. If we break 9,900 to 10K range, we'll see a large rally to 11,500 to 11,778 range. That's personally what I believe, right? And this would actually work out under two circumstances, okay? So if this were an ABCDE pattern right here, wicked, that'll end up just surging upwards, right? So this is a possibility. So this is case one where we're going to call it an ABCDE pattern. Case one, ABCDE pattern, right? And I'm going to show you guys a second case as well. That could be very likely. But you know what? I'm not sure if it's going to end up being like that. I'm just going to paste this really quickly because it saves me so much time, guys, which I appreciate you guys waiting. And then if you guys see the other scenario, which could be just a simple ABC, to be honest. ABC, ABC, zigzag, with the truncated C. I'll show you guys exactly what a truncated C means, okay? So a truncated C, I'll go well over here, okay? A truncated C, when we have an Elliott wave ABC formation, this is a typical ABC formation, right? This would be a double bottom ABC, right? As you guys can see, this could be an extended C, and this one right here, where it falls a little short, which was actually the flavor of the month for about around like November and early January, it ended up getting a lot of truncated C positions. So we end up getting basically a slope like that, right? So what if this was an actual ABC as well? And we are, well, pretty much so done it already. Okay. So this could very well be an ABC just like that, guys, because I do count the 5 waves in here as well. And what this could mean is that this actually retraced a fairly bullish amount already, right? Then this would imply that this would have retraced an incredibly bullish amount, which only happens 5 to 7% of the time, right? Retraces only 5 to 7% of the time. Between the 0 to 36, retraces only 5 to, we'll say 5 to 12% of the time. Retracing between 0.236 and 0.382 fib region, okay? Which also means that this could be the beginning of an impulse wave going upwards like that, right? And then we're just going to end up getting new highs like that. So this could be a very, very likely case as well. So the point that I'm trying to make is that, guys, as a trader, never say, oh, he's just guessing up and down, right? Yeah, anybody can guess it's going to go up or down. Don't have that mentality, guys, where you think that people are just guessing it's going up or down. Always make sure that you guys understand that we do guess if it's going to go up and down, but what we're trying to do is account for every unforeseen circumstance, right? My wave 4 is overlapping. I'm not sure exactly where you're referring to. Your wave 4 is overlapping your wave 1. Where? I've got no idea where you're talking about. My wave 4 is overlapping. Here's wave 4. It's not overlapping wave 1. Here's wave 4. It's not overlapping my wave 1. If you were more specific, Mr. Double A, Triple Eight, Double Z, I'd be able to reply. But sorry, man, I don't know what you're talking about there. And keep in mind the overlapping rule for Elliott Wave, okay, guys? For Bitcoin, and for highly leveraged markets, make sure you guys accept that rule on a high time frame, okay? Make sure you allow it to actually overlap, because in a highly leveraged market, you will find, actually, if you go to Google and you just check out the Elliott wave rules, right? You'll find it overlapping in highly leveraged markets, which is a very acceptable rule, okay? Where do you get the percentage probabilities for retracement? Okay, if you would like to get Fibonacci retracement here, I personally just change it, right? I just double click on it right here, and you can click on percent if you want, right? You can click on percent. Oh, you're talking about the probability in general? Oh, this is statistics that I personally collect myself for Bitcoin over the past 3 years. I have a very large sample of data that it's really good to use for statistical purposes, right? So Bitcoin corrects about 12% of the time to 382 and about 5% of the time for only 236. So yeah, would you consider your wave 5 actually being your wave 3? Yes, okay, that could be a possibility as well, right? Where this whole thing could actually be wave 3, okay? That's a very good point to make. Let me just actually copy and paste this really quickly if I haven't already. So what this smartass is saying, smartass in a very positive way because I respect you, okay? He's sorry, I shouldn't have said smartass. That was kind of rude. I meant to should have said smart aleck. That would have been more complimentary. So what he's saying is that this right here could actually be just wave 3 right here. And now we could be working on somewhere with wave 4 and we could be getting a wave 5. But if this were the case, then I would think that this extension is too great, 261.8. So if this were the case, then this would be wave 1, wave 2, wave 3, wave 4, and wave 5. But the reason why I'm not accepting this is because wave 5 for Bitcoin does not have a reputation for being overly extended. It's the wave 3 that ends up getting the sub-wave 5 of the wave 3 that ends up getting the majority of the extensions. So that's why I'm discarding this specific view. So you guys have both my bearish and my bullish scenarios. And if we look on, just do a price action analysis as well, right, guys? If you guys take a look at my price, hold on, let me just check my price. Oh, I'm down 100 something dollars. It's not much. This is my crappy position that I'm in right now. It's really nothing. I'm probably gonna add a lot more to my short. I'm only in a short for like, I don't know, $4,000 or $5,000. I think that EOS is gonna actually hit some pretty low numbers. Now it's going up even more. I'm probably gonna cut my loss like at 250 bucks. I don't really care. Actually, you know what? If it gets like $18, I'm probably gonna add like 750 more. I only started dollar cost averaging at a very low amount, but nobody likes to be down. But whatever, it's not really much at all to me. Hey, thank you, Crypto Bentley. I really appreciate that. So if you guys look on Bitcoin's daily chart, right, despite the price action going upwards right now, you have to correlate it negatively to the actual volume right now, okay? So that's what's worrying me. And to me, guys, this is clearly a no trade zone, okay? I'm sorry to say for the people that are interested in trading it right now, but you guys have to make sure that you keep to your risk to reward, okay? Make sure that your risk to reward is incredibly tight. Make sure you guys know exactly where we could be heading. If it's going to be very clear, if you guys are shorting Bitcoin, I'm not going to say if it's good or bad, right? Thank you, Mad Mining. I appreciate that. How long does the volume have to be over 10 billion before we acknowledge the next bull run? I'd say a good 4 or 5 days. I think that if we actually get over $10,000, that's going to be the psychological barrier where we're going to most likely maintain $10 billion for a very consistent period of time. What volume dip tells us that the next bull run is over? I think if we get to like $6-7 billion, it could easily signal that we're going to be in the low 8,000, sorry, the mid 8,000 ranges. But right now, we're doing okay, 8 billion, sustaining it almost at $10,000, right? It's not too bad right now. So I'm just waiting for us to get the volume much higher to roughly $10 billion and to get over $10,000. It seems to be a very psychological number. Don't you guys know what I mean? $10 billion, $10,000. It just seems to correlate very well with each other. So yeah, like I cannot help but think that the volume is just it's scary right now, and there's not really. Sure, the histogram is looking like it wants to tick upwards, but guys, you gotta wait for confirmation, okay? Like the confirmation is incredibly important for you guys to take note of. RSI showing not much strength also, right? Yes, I agree. The RSI is not really showing too much strength. We're getting tons of mixed signals right now in terms of, are we going up? Are we going down? Nobody's got the faintest clue, guys, okay? But I assure you that this bearish spinning top right now, it is something to make note of, right? When we see a bearish spinning top, we just got to give it credit, When we start to see that one candle, that might indicate that we're starting to lose a little bit of steam. Look at this candle on this daily, okay? This was a crazy shooting star. Look at this hanging man followed by this shooting star type candle, right? So when we see these candles, they kind of indicate that, hey, could be a little bit scary, right? If we take a look, even in December, right? We look at December last time we got a bear spinning top, guys. This candle right here, it said it all, honestly. It said it all, that bear spinning top. And I personally don't see much of a difference right now between that candle and about that candle. I'm not saying it's guaranteed to go down. I'm just saying that you guys have to make note that this might possibly go down and that it's a no trade zone. If you guys are getting into a position to go long, make sure you guys got your stop loss set very tight. To me, my breaking point to enter a short position is going to be simple, honestly. I'll show you guys what I intend to do, okay? If this were some sort of pattern like that, I'm just going to wait. I'm going to take it from the wick to the wick ends. or sorry, the candle to the candle lens like this, if it breaks down, it breaks below these support regions, like around 96, 9,500, I'll probably end up entering a short position. And I'll gladly target my moving averages, right, of around the 200 moving average right there. But according to moving averages right now, we still see it trending well above the 55 EMA. The 5-minute chart is over the 55 EMA, the 15 is, the 30 is, the 45 is, 1 hour, 3 hour, 45, 4 hour. Like every single time frame is still very bullish right now in general, right? So overall, we are definitely in more of a bullish market, in my personal opinion, right? I explained the psychology of the bearish spinning top already. I might recommend to catch it at the beginning of the video, or you can just scroll a little bit back and you should be able to find it there. I just don't want to annoy people who have seen it already. But the simple psychology is that the bulls have tried. The bulls have tried, but the bears have ended up selling off or people entered short positions. Let's take a look at other factors to see what it can lead to, okay? We take a look at let's look at a 4-hour chart. If you guys type in BTC here, then go to shorts, BTC USD shorts, Bitfinex, this gives you an idea of how many people or how many Bitcoin are entered in a short position. Here we're at about 21,000 Bitcoins in a short position. It's neither going up or neither going down. It's fairly sideways right now. Let's take a look at the BTC longs, okay? BTC longs, a lot of people have actually entered a long position right now, okay? But the question is, are they going to get wrecked, okay? Because the longs are actually fairly oversold right now, okay? Or sorry, overbought. If you look at the 4-hour chart, right? It's definitely overbought for the past few days. And eventually, when it's overbought like that, guys, look what happens when it stays overbought for that long of a period. As you guys can see, the bears ended up liquidating all the longs. They ended up getting wrecked, as in the bulls got wrecked. So yes, we're in a pretty high price point right now for the longs. In fact, if we look at the longs right now, according to the BTC longs versus shorts table, what we see is that there's possible MACD crossover happening soon. This stair step is actually scary. So I'm going to be keeping a very close eye on this right now. I'm still down like $100 on EOS. Since you brought that up, I'm just taking a look at it. It's not much. I'm not playing a lot at all, 4K. So yeah, so I think that eventually people are going to start panicking. People are going to panic and they're going to say, oh my goodness, Bitcoin's not really going up right now. We're completely overbought on the USD shorts versus long tables. And we just might end up seeing a small sell-off to the 8,600 region. I mean, when you guys think about it, it's better if we got a healthy correction, in my opinion. I think that I would love to have cheaper Bitcoin because I have to cough a sec. Give me a second. Sorry about that. I didn't want to be rude in front of you guys, all right? So you guys have to think about it from the perspective of a finite and scarce resource, right? If Bitcoin is a scarce and finite resource, naturally you'd want Bitcoin to be cheaper because of it being a finite and scarce resource, right? There's only a limited supply of Bitcoin, right? So you want to naturally accumulate as much Bitcoin as you possibly can get at a cheap price. Because if you think about it from this perspective of 3 years from now, if one Bitcoin is worth like, 50, 100, whatever, $250,000, right? Well, a fraction of that is going to be worth a lot as well. So how many Bitcoin do I hold? I hold 20 Bitcoin in my nano ledger. Yeah, I hold 20 and I'm going to be holding it for a very long time, guys. I got a little bit around here. Wish I got more. I bought a lot under 8K, right? And I bought a lot around here as well, under 8,500. Haven't bought any since. So I'm just waiting right now. I'm buying Bitcoin on every single dip, guys. I'm not one of those people who's a pansy. Like, I will absolutely buy Bitcoin on every single dip because, guys, despite you guys seeing me trade on a 1, a 3, a 5, a 15-minute chart, guys, I'm still in this for the long haul as much as you guys are, right? What is EOS at? Oh, I'm definitely down on EOS right now. I think I'm going to short it. Yeah, you know what? I'm gonna end this. I'm I'm gonna end this right here, and I'm probably gonna end up shorting. I'm just gonna short like freaking 750 EOS right now. I'm gonna short right now. Bam! Yeah, I just shorted 750 EOS, and so now I'm in a position for wow, you guys don't even see this right here. That's right. I just shorted it right now. Okay. Did you guys see my loss right there? Right? I was actually really, really down earlier. Like I was in a position for like super duper low, right? But now I'm just gonna set my limit to, I don't know, maybe it's just too high right now. It's losing steam, right? It's losing steam right now. I just want to see if I should play more. Okay, yeah, sure. I'm cool with that. Okay. Okay, I just shorted another 1,500. So how big is my position here? 1,500 times 17.72. I'm in a $30,000 position almost, and I'm almost broken even. I just want to break even. Sometimes I add so much to my position just so I can break even, okay? Never do that unless you're an experienced trader, right? So that's what I'm basically going to do. I added so much to my short just so I can break even. Let's see if this will actually work out. I'll let you guys know. So it's bearishly diverging. There's no doubt in my mind it's bearishly diverging on the 1 minute chart. So I made the right choice here. Even though I'm down $200, somebody just needs to tank it just a tiny little bit for me to actually break even, because I refuse to take a loss sometimes. And in fact, we're definitely getting a little bit high, right? So we'll see how this goes. I'll keep you guys up to date on Twitter. So I'm going to take some questions and answers if you guys got anything. Will your new course take a complete beginner to a decent trading? Oh, yeah, Ezio. It's going to take you guys to a very, very good level of trading. I mean, the first lesson that I actually have already is I'm actually working on it already, guys. Okay, I'm working on it all already. The lesson one, like, is an introduction class, right? Just to give you
How are you all
guys an
doing today?
idea of what's going on. Like, it's 43 minutes of terminology for the first class there, and the second one, like, it's gonna be the perfect class for beginners, especially, and it's gonna be very good for advanced to even intermediate traders as well. I honestly think it's going to be literally the absolute best trading class available on the internet. But that's my opinion, right? Who knows? So, anyways, I don't want to shill, guys. It's not me to shill. Do I still hold Digibyte? Nah, I don't hold Digibyte. I've never held Digibyte. I held it like 2, 3 years ago, but that's about it. I used to mine Digibyte. I used to mine Digibyte and get like 10 million Digibyte a day. I was mining it on 79, 70, what card? Whatever they are, R9 280X video cards, okay? Yeah. You guys should be pumped about the package. I don't know how much it's going to be, guys, because I don't know if I'm going to be adding courses to it or not. Every time I go through my course, I always notice that there's things that I'm missing. For example, one class that I'm missing is actually trading the breakout and the breakout strategy, okay? No, I'm not sure about shorting EOS, guys. I'm not sure at all. I'm going to keep adding more to my short position until I actually break even. It's okay though. You guys got to remember that trading is not all about winning, right? It doesn't matter if you're sure or not. You should never be really sure about a trade. But what you should also always be sure of is that you trade like a casino, like a game of probability, right? Sometimes you'll win some, sometimes you'll lose some. You never ever know if you're going to win or lose, but you got to look at the long picture, right? The big picture is that you have to take risks. Otherwise, without risk, there's simply no possibility of reward. As long as you stick to your risk to reward, as long as you stick to your stop loss, it's going to make sure that you guys are profitable over time. And that's simply how it is. The course will be available on Udemy. Udemy is a site where instructors such as myself can host their lessons, and you'll be able to purchase it through credit card. But for the people that do not have access to a credit card, you are welcome to send me crypto, which I would give you a voucher to access on that site. The course could range anywhere between $340 to about $400. I don't really know exactly how many videos I'm going to have yet, but what I can guarantee with 100% certainty is that it's going to be much better than my previous class because I think I have a lot more experience under my belt. So other than that, guys, I think I'm gonna end the video right here. And I wanted to keep it about 30 minutes long about, and I'm getting wrecked right now on EOS where I'm like down a few hundred already. So I'm gonna catch you guys in a bit and I'm gonna go manage my position. So thank you very much for tuning in, guys. I really appreciate all the love and the support that you guys have given me. So have yourselves a great day. Thank you. Bye now.